Alright, hello again, and another episode using the move deck. I think I'm still about rank 140 at the moment, and it's the same unchanged deck as the previous episodes. So if from the picture here you can't see what deck I'm using, it's Iron Fist, Forge, Kraven, Multiple Man, Cloak, Doctor Strange, Killmonger, Vulture, Hulkbuster, Shang-Chi, Hobgoblin, and Heimdall. I'll write this down in the comment section as well. Just in case you didn't get that. But if you don't know what the cards do, I suggest you just look them up quickly. But it's pretty standard of a move deck. I don't use Nightcrawler and Human Torch. Instead I use counter cards like Killmonger, like Shang-Chi and Hobgoblin. And we'll see how we go today. So today I'm just playing until I lose. And I'll just speak through the process as we get there. Cool, so I'm playing against Eardom here. I never play Iron Fist turn 1 unless I have Multiple Man turn 2. So sometimes I'll play him turn 2 though, in the hopes that we get a 3-drop the next turn. Cool. So turn 3 we get Multiple Man. He's going to move. Also we know he's going to move right at some stage. And obviously in the middle lane I can't play him there, so I opt to play him in the right lane and Hulkbuster him the next turn, and then hopefully use Doctor Strange to buff up a lane that the other person commits to at a later stage. He plays Cosmo, interesting. Yeah, I played these games this morning, so I'm still trying to remember what happens. But the smart play here, obviously, to the right lane. Even though I lose out on the Multiple Man going towards the right, that's all fine, because I'm going to Strange him the turn after that. And hopefully I will draw into Cloak or Heimdall, and you'll get used to that 7 power Multiple Man at a later turn. So, oh, there we go. Sorry, I fast forwarded a little bit. Nope. Ah, there we are. Sorry about that. Oh man, this guy takes ages for his turns. What can you possibly thinking about? Okay, Moon Girl. So we know what kind of deck this is now. It's a Dino deck, and I have a Shang-Chi, but Shang-Chi honestly isn't worth that much unless you go last that turn. And cool, I've drawn into Heimdall. And I'm just going to get as much power as I can into that lane, to the left. Yeah, so because all the cards get buffed and you get rewarded for more cards on the location, Dino won't be able to overpower this lane. So I win that lane pretty easily. Let's fast forward a little bit. Wow, this guy really times out every single turn. What's wrong with him? Cool. I've pulled the Multiple Man. And I'm guessing these are all 1-drops. Collector, pretty standard in a Dino deck. Electra, no value here, but pretty standard. Korg, interesting. Yeah, a bit of an odd card to play in that. And then clearly I just do the Heimdall here. I'm going to play him in the right lane just to defeat the Dino should he play it there. And he retreats, realizes he's lost, because no point finding out because I snapped. Oh, back to 140 now. And I'll fast forward to the next game, same guy, so we know he's playing a Dino deck. Annoyingly, I lose one of my ways to move cards to my hand. Sorry, cards to different locations, so that's a bit shit. Like always, never play Iron Fist turn 1. Sentinel, always standard. Playing Forge, the 1 power gets a lot more value. In the middle lane, you effectively times 6 its usefulness just by giving it plus 5 power. So this becomes a bit of a zany game because we just start drawing from each other's decks. Sweet, so the Cosmo, obviously using it to protect his Dino at a later stage in the game. I'm going to use it so he can't get value out of an Agent 13 in the middle lane, or other 1-drops with just good value here. Cool, White Queen, hoping I get Dino from him. We'll fast forward a bit because this guy takes forever. Cool, he played a Sentinel in the right lane. I'm going to respond by playing Cable and Killmonger, and I White Queen the Heimdall from him. Ah, Devil Dino and Chavez. That's a bit weird. Sweet. So I'm going to give up on that right hand lane there and just pull as many cards across as I can in the hopes that I win that middle lane. And I think no, I don't Iron Fist, do I? Oh yes, no, I decided to pull one of those cards across. Right, because I want as many cards as I can in the middle lane. Playing the Heimdall would have just netted me 2 cards in the middle lane, so this ends up being the better value play. And I can't remember what the other person does, I just remember it's something real dumb and risky. He takes forever again. I'm not going to fast forward this time. Yeah, I forgot. He plays a Heimdall. So he kind of just like ruins his own lanes. Why would you bring a Devil Dinosaur into the lane where all the other cards, the weak cards, get buffed? So for example, my Forge is getting 6 times the value he normally does by having plus 5 power, and he's getting not even like a third of the value of his normal dinosaur's base strength. So just real dumb play. It just goes to show you that at this level there are still some just real brain dead plays. Not to be too mean on the guy, I'm sure he won't see this, but for the benefit of the people watching, it was just like, don't overthink that your opponent's some sort of genius. They just make dumb plays all the time. As do I, to be fair. I butcher it all the time. There's some pretty embarrassing retreats in there. Cool, new guy. Hopefully he doesn't play as slow as the last guy. Sweet, Superflow. Good for me, especially in that location, since I won't be moving left until the last turn, or until I can help it, so easy. That would have been really bad as a right location. So I've buffed a card, hoping that my next card is like a Vulture or a Mirror Man. And it's a Vulture. Would have preferred Mirror Man, but Vulture's good. So place him in the right lane. Normally I would save Cloak for a later stage, but I think I just play him this turn from memory. And although I'm losing out on energy efficiency, I just go for it anyway, because Vulture will pretty much just guarantee me that lane. So I play him. Now I just wait to see what the other person's going to do. Cool. I think I moved the Vulture twice here. And I just play the Iron Fist because I think I'm going to Hobgoblin next turn. And if I'm putting a card in the left lane anyway, doesn't matter. So I might as well just get the 2 extra power on the board from playing the Iron Fist. Cool, so unlucky he'll have a card, unless he starts buffing his Apocalypse, that will allow him to have his power doubled in that right lane. That'll beat the 15 power of my Vulture. So that's the one lane, I don't have to focus on that anymore. He snaps weirdly. I do a greedy play here. He could have played 2 cards there, and I wouldn't be able to play the Hobgoblin, so that was a bit risky by me. I should have gone for the Killmonger Hulkbuster, and then done the Hobgoblin the previous turn. But I don't. So now I'm left with a bit of a decision here, man. I decide to just commit in the left lane and give up on the middle one. With 1 card there, he just goes up to a lot of power that I can't compete with. So currently I'm winning by quite a bit in that -3 lane. It's about to be quite a bit in my favour. He's going to lose 5 power, I'm going to gain 7. And he retreats. Easy, easy. So I'll fast forward again to the next game. I think Skylark's a familiar name. Oh, another Apocalypse deck. He gets a good roll for his start one. So good for him. Good lane to play it in as well. So I've played Forge, I think with the intention of playing Multiple Man here. Multiple Man's the best card in our whole deck. So you really want to play around just getting the most value out of Multiple Man every time. So double the power, I'm going to pull him over to another lane when I can. Hulkbuster, perfect. Double the power again. So even though he had a good roll for his first couple of turns, because I've synergized 1 card really hard, I think it's pretty much impossible for me to lose at this point. I honestly should have snapped. Yeah, see a 28 Multiple Man. How often do you see that? So I'm going to pull him over to this right lane, make sure I can't lose that. Obviously Shang-Chi would beat me. And then I'm going to play the Cloak to pull both Multiple Men into the middle lane and guarantee me that lane. Pull them over. Boom. I won't commit any more to that right lane because I obviously lose to a Shang-Chi pretty hard now. If he has it, he has it. I'm just not gonna think about it. I draw my Shang-Chi. I'm gonna move these 2 Multiple Men into the middle, and then I'm gonna think, how can I win that 3rd lane as best I can? I think it's playing the Shang-Chi, destroying the 12 power Sword Master. So that's +6 from the Shang-Chi, -12 for him. That's an 18 power swing in that deck. So I think that secures me the game. I believe I snap. And then he doesn't realize he's lost. Sweet, so some pretty big lanes here. Cool. And I don't destroy the Apocalypse because I acted first that turn. And then another win. I think that's 3 in a row. And then we'll go to our last game. So from the title of the video, I play till I lose. This is the game I lose. So I think it's important to show a game where things don't go well, and then know when to retreat, so when to give up. I think retreating wisely and snapping wisely is one of the most important things with getting as high a rank as possible in this game, and also making use of your time. Winning 8 games rather than winning 1 game with an 8 cube snap. Between those 2 options there, one of them takes a lot less time and just a little bit more effort in terms of attention. So that's the way, I think, just getting as much value as possible. So here these locations are about as bad as it gets. Yeah, I can commit to that lane and make it pretty good, but how am I going to bring them back over to the right to use the Heimdall is the question. So I'm going to have to draw a Cloak. Yeah, I'm pretty much just going to have to draw a Cloak here for any chance. Or I'm going to have to draw a Minuteman, bring up that middle lane, and just go for the left and middle lanes. But I don't draw that. He snaps, so it's becoming twice as costly now to keep playing this game if I do want to keep playing. And obviously he would snap because he likes what is in his hand. So he's winning handily, and I get the idea that he's probably ahead. I'm going to look at what options I have. Hobgoblin won't save me here. Shang-Chi won't save me here. Killmonger could be good. But I decide not worth it. I don't have the cards I need. At best I'm competing for 2 lanes, which is never a good time. But yeah, that's it. That's the Play Until I Lose episode. Hopefully everyone learned something. I feel a bit bad in hindsight being mean to that other dude that we won our first 2 games against, but sorry, my dude, if you're listening. Probably not, but yeah. Alright, have a good day everyone. Leave any comments if you have any, and see you on the next episode.